welcome back. I'm going to do a video today on the Holley 950 Ultra XP carburetor, the one that I purchased from Summit for the El Camino. I think it was a couple races before, no, it was right before the last race of the season that we took the car to the track. As you know, guys, that we put the carburetor on the car and we ran it a couple times down the track, and I did my little tinkering with it. We jetted it down. I did a power valve change in it, and I also was turning on the air bleed. Well, what you guys didn't see is when I was doing the tune on it, we ran into a problem, guys, and I called Holley after I got checking on the Holley's webpage, and it's a known problem. People have been putting reviews out about this problem, and which, maybe I should have read the reviews before I bought it, but that's the carburetor I wanted. I've always wanted the Holley XP in the hardcore gray. It's a killer carburetor. They stood behind it, the problem. They sent us a brand new carburetor, guys. No questions asked. So what I did, I went out and I took the 830, the annual booster carb, my old one. I took it out to Dave's when I dropped the paint off for him, and I switched carburetors out, and I bring the 950 home that was on there. I got to change the jetting back around to stock. I got to put their power valves back to stock, take all my stuff out. And they gave me a 50cc accelerator pump for the front for the trouble that I went through, guys. So I'm going to be changing that too. And they gave me a couple tech tips to go through on this carburetor, which I'm going to go through with you guys right now and tell you what kind of problem we ran into. I mean, shit happens, guys. I mean, I didn't want to get into it at the track. I don't want you to think I left you guys out on anything. I'm not putting Holley down. I love Holley carburetors. I'm good at tuning them. I've been tuning them for over 25 years. And like I said, shit happens. And, it's just a flaw design that Holley had, and they corrected. And like I said, they had no problem shipping me out a brand new carburetor. So that's what we're doing here. I'm taking the old jetting out, my jetting, putting their jetting back in, putting their power valves back in. So, yeah, guys, let me flip this camera around and I'll kind of go over what happened and what everybody loves about these carburetors, and we'll kind of get into it, guys. It's just going to be a short video. Like I said, I didn't want to leave you guys out of the loop, thinking that, something went wrong. It was just at the track that day, we got it working good, and I started tuning on the air bleed adjustments, and they stripped out. One of them stripped out in the rear metering block. So, but why they put Loctite on them, they quit doing that. They said the older carburetors, when they first started bringing them out, they melt plastic in there, a rubberish plastic, and they also use the Loctite, which on billet aluminum, if everybody knows that, that's a no-no. I mean, you go to pull that out and it's soft aluminum as it is, and it's got the brass screw. It just pulls the threads right out. So, but Holley, I'm still a #1 Holley guy. I love Holley carburetors. This is nothing to diss Holley or Summit. They were perfect. They sent me out a brand new one, and they gave me an accelerator pump to boot. So, like I said, this is not a diss track video on them guys, on any part, guys. But I'm going to flip this camera around. I'm going to show you some cool features of it and what we plan on doing with the new one. And we'll get right back at you. Okay, guys. What happened is that my air fuel mixture screw right here, you can see it right there. Well, they got some kind of plastic in there. I don't know if you can see it real good. And it looked like a Loctite to me. Well, on one of the, I don't know if it was this one. I know this one I had trouble with because you can see it actually has a big chip out of the billet here too. But I went to back these out to get more adjustment out of them at the track. And when I cracked it loose, I had to put a lot of force on it, and it pulled the threads, I think, because it just turns and it won't go in, it won't come out. So that was one of the issues that they've had. and they've had them in the past. They actually had them with the air bleeds up top too, which I'll show you here in a second. But needless to say, they stood behind it 100%. Like I said, they shipped me that brand new carburetor. And what I love about these guys is that on your emulsion tube here, you have all these jets. And you can fine tune this carburetor, guys, to dial this in perfect. And even on your idle well, you got your idle air jet up here. Usually on the older carburetors, the hole was down here for it. But on the new billet ones, they put it up top. That's your idle air jet. That's also interchangeable. On your power valve restrictor channel is also adjustable. You can change the bleeds in that. Which, on here, guys, when you're running a power valve, it's actually like 6 to 10 jet sizes. When the vacuum drops and your power valve opens, it gives it like 6 to 10 jet sizes more of fuel at the initial hit. So that's why I wanted this carburetor so bad, is because the adjustability is just killer. Like I said before, maybe I should have did more checking on the reviews, but Holley sent me out the newest made one, and they said they corrected it. And like I said, they gave me the auxiliary pump. All right, guys, I got this old one here off of an 850 that I'm redoing, rebuilding just for a spare carb to have around. That's a good 850 here. But I wanted to show you. See, on here, there is no adjustability. I mean, you could actually take a drill bit and drill out your power valve restrictor channel. You could do it that, but there's no adjustability. I mean, if it didn't work, if you drilled it too big, then you're screwed. So that's one thing nice about this one. I mean, you can change it out and the change didn't go well, you can always go back. And on here, you got all these adjustments on your emulsion tube, which here there's no adjustability whatsoever. On your idle circuit, no adjustability. So that's one thing I love about this carburetor, guys. I mean, like I said, it's my luck that the way it happened. And up here too, on your squirters, it has the hollow squirter tubes, which is a killer feature. But on the reviews, it's saying that them strip out too, which I never tried to do a squirter change yet. I was going to, but the rain came and I never got to do it. So chances are that could have been bad on this carburetor too. So we don't know. But another killer feature of this carburetor is the progressive linkage for the secondary side, guys. You could make this linkage come into where you could crack the throttle just a little bit like that, and both squirters take off like the Dominators, the 4500 series. Instead of just the front squirt, you got both of them hitting at the same time. So that's, it's called a 1-to-1 on that. But on the progressive, you can back it off to where, it doesn't come in as quick. Usually they got it to where your throttle blades open up a quarter way. Let me see. Before you start, quarter way before you start getting into your secondary side. So I love that feature. And another good feature is you can set your transfer slots without taking the carburetor off. Your secondary blade adjustment, idle adjustment. So that's a killer feature too. And sometimes I was thinking maybe this carburetor was shipped back and used before, guys, because even here on the where the air cleaner and everything sits, that's all beat up, and it was like that. On the back float adjustment there, you can see where it's been beat up a little bit, and for $1,000, I'm not taking any chances. Like I said, I probably could have put some tape on that and some tape on that screw and made it work, but for that kind of money, any little flaw, it's going back. So that's what I'm doing. I'm putting their power valve back in, their jetting, and I'm getting ready to get it shipped back to them. They're going to send FedEx here to pick it up. But yeah, I just wanted to do a quick video today, guys, and kind of go over what happened and what to kind of look for. If you ever run into a problem, if you run into a problem like this, don't ever hesitate. You know, Holley will take care of you guys. So, I mean, it is what it is in my book. I mean, I had a problem, I shipped it back, they took care of me. Well, there you have it, guys. The quick do's and don'ts and what ifs and what could have been results of the 950 Holley Ultra XP. But another thing, guys, I wanted to go over real quick too. I ended up going and buying this book from David Vizard, I think. Yeah, Vizard. Because I'll be the first to admit it, guys. You know, I am not perfect. I don't claim to know everything. And on these new style carburetors, the billet with all the adjustability and the metering blocks, I didn't know what each circuit did, or what size to change the jetting to and what kind of difference and, you know, people were having with them. So I love to learn. I learn something new every day. And like I said, I'll be the first to admit it. I'm not perfect, and I don't claim to be perfect. So I went out and bought this book, guys, and this book tells you everything you need to know about the new style billet carburetors, even some older stuff, how all the systems work. You know, your idle circuit, your transfer slots, your transfer circuit, your main circuit, your squirter circuits, everything, guys. And you know, I've already read 20 pages of this book. I sit down at night and I'll read a little bit of it, and I'm just amazed on, you know, stuff that you think that you know that you didn't really. You know it, but do you fully understand it? Is what I'm trying to say. And there was a couple things in here that I thought I understood, but I didn't fully understand. If that makes any kind of sense. You know, I was 75% on the right track, but there was that other 25% that if I would have known that other 25%, it would have made a difference back then. But yeah, you know, on this new stuff, I wanted to learn about what the systems were, so I went out and spent the $30 and bought me a book. And ain't nothing, you know, better than sitting down when you ain't got nothing to do. And it ain't like I don't have nothing to do. I got plenty to do. We're busy, but you know, to sit down and read a little bit and continue learning, guys. And you know, my boys and you know, maybe down the road my grandkids will sit down and they'll read it and they'll understand too. You know, how everything works. I mean, I actually ordered, you know, that your transfer slots and your idle mixture, your idle air bleed in the center I was telling you about before, your down leg boosters. There's 4 different types. You got your annular booster, your straight booster, your down leg booster, and I can't remember the other one. But anyways, guys, it's a great book. I do love to read on occasion, hot rod stuff anyway. And it goes to show you too, you know, when everybody says that back in school they hated math. Well, let me tell you, when it comes to engine building and tuning in carburetors, that math comes in to play a lot more than you would think, guys. When you're calculating RPM on what size carburetor to run, it's how many RPM you think your motor is going to run times your cubic inch. And then you divide that by 0.160 or something, and then it'll give you what reference carburetor, CFM wise, cubic feet per minute, carburetor you're supposed to have on your engine. A lot of stuff. But anyways, guys, this video is probably going to be long enough. I just wanted to kind of go over what happened to us at the track and why I didn't kind of, you know, let you in on it then, because like I said, look how long this video is. Like I said, once again, nothing against no diss track on Holley. I'm a firm believer on Holley carburetors. A #1 fan, have been for over 25 years. All my race cars had Holleys. Maybe one day I'll grow up and be a big boy and go to fuel injection, but I don't know. I have a hard time dealing with change, guys. I'll probably be Holley till through and through. That, like I said, that 427 that we're going to be building is going to have that 950. Well, not that one. This one here. And they gave me some tech tips on what to do to help it out. So I got that all written down in my little secret book. So this one should be a bad boy when it comes out. And like I said, it's never too late to, you know, It's never too late to stop learning, guys. You learn something new every day. But until then, I appreciate everybody for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell button. And we'll catch you on the next video, guys. All right. Bye-bye.